Tonight I am going to read a story from India. This story is Monkey See, Monkey Do. Once upon a time there was a man who sold hats. He was pushing his cart along a road through the jungle. And what was in his cart? Hats, of course. There were top hats and mob caps, bobble hats and flat caps, billy hats and bonnets, balaclavas and bowler hats, all carefully packed together and ready for market. But there was a hole in the road. One of the wheels of the cart got caught and the cart tipped over. It tipped right over and all the hats spilled this way and that onto the road. Now, in the trees of that jungle there lived hundreds of monkeys, and when they saw all those hats lying in the road, they came laughing and chattering and swinging down from the branches. Each one of them grabbed a hat and put it on his head. It was a funny sight to see all the monkeys wearing all the different hats. But before the man could shout stop, all the hats had been taken. The only one left was the hat he was wearing on his very own head. He looked up to the trees, and on every branch there was a monkey with a hat on. There were monkeys with top hats, monkeys with mob caps, monkeys with bobble hats, monkeys with flat caps, monkeys with billy hats and bonnets, balaclavas and bowlers. They were all looking down at him. The man was cross. He put his hands to his mouth and shouted up at them, "Give me back my hats!" But what a monkey sees, a monkey does. They all put their hands to their mouths and shouted back at him. The man was even angrier. He picked up a stick and waved it at them. "Give me back my hats or there be trouble!" But what a monkey sees, a monkey does. They all broke sticks from the branches and waved them back at him. The man was furious. He stamped on the ground with his feet. "Give me back my hats or there be double trouble!" But what monkey sees, a monkey does. They all stamped their feet back and bellowed back at him. The man was sad. He buried his face in his hands and began to cry. "Oh, my precious hats, how will I ever get you back?" But what a monkey sees, a monkey does. They all buried their faces in their hands and sobbed back at him. The man looked up at the monkeys looked down at the man. Suddenly, the man pulled the hat from his head and hurled it down to the ground. "Well, that's enough of that. No more selling hats for me. I have to find another job." He lifted the wheel out of its hole and pushed his empty cart away along the road. But what a monkey sees, a monkey does. They all pulled their hats from their heads and hurled them down to the ground and scampered away into the shadows of the jungle. And when the man looked over his shoulder, what did he see? Hats, of course, lying in the road. Top hats, mob hats, caps, bobble hats, flat caps, billy and bonnet caps, balaclavas and bowler hats. He ran back and loaded them carefully into his cart. Then he put his own hat onto his head and pushed his cart along the road to the market. And that was the end of that story. Good night. Sleep well.